盘太奇葩了，兄弟们！开盘卖4.2万啊，第一期。
This property is unbelievable. When it first launched, it was selling for 42,000 yuan per square meter. Can you believe how much it's going for now? You wouldn't even guess. The developer is clearing out, and now it's selling for just over 11,000 yuan per square meter. Oh my god, I really can't even imagine it. I'm so scared to record this video that I don't want to stand across the street. What if those people who bought at high prices hear about this? Just think about how they must feel. Honestly, I'm afraid they might come after me. The property itself is actually pretty good. The designated school is the city's number 2 high school, and it's also close to the Guangzhou Science City, just a few minutes away. The only bad thing is that it was sold for way too much before. Some people paid over 40,000 yuan, and many others paid more than 30,000. I don't know if they've heard this news, but it's really unbelievable. This TikToker is talking about a luxury real estate project by Country Garden in Zhengcheng, Guangzhou, the Cloud Mansion Apartments. Since the Dragon Boat Festival holiday, the development has been offering discounts, with over 80 units now available at clearance prices. The price of a 130 square meter 4-bedroom unit is set at 12,000 yuan per square meter. This price is just 26% of the peak price, which once exceeded 40,000 yuan per square meter. It is also lower than the price for second-hand homes in the area and far below the land price from 2017. Reports indicate that the Cloud Mansion's price reduction has propelled it to second place on Zhongchen's heat map. A local real estate agent, Xiao Lu, commented, "The 26% price reduction is a bit too much. This is the clearance price for the project, mostly for the lower floors, usually below the 17th floor. At the peak, the average price was around 30,000 yuan per square meter, and the penthouse even went for over 40,000 yuan. Now, this price is considered the bottom price." On the afternoon of June 8th, a sales consultant revealed that the current phase for sale is Building 6 in the second phase. Once this is sold out, the project will end sales, and the current prices are at rock bottom. The consultant added, "After the clearance, our team will switch to selling villa projects, with delivery scheduled for June next year. The first phase has 12 buildings, and the second phase has 9. Building 6 is nearing completion and currently for sale, while Building 5 and 7 have not yet started construction." One commenter noted, "This property hasn't even been delivered yet, and it's already dropped to less than a third of the price. How are they going to sell the remaining units? How are they going to price the new villas? Will people who bought off-plan properties end up regretting it? Will anyone still buy these villas? If someone really paid a deposit, can they get it back? If not, are they going to protest at the sales office?" On June 9th, project manager Huang Tao at the Centerline Property Agency stated in her interview that the price drop at the Cloud Mansion is an extreme case and not representative of the broader market. However, he acknowledged that property price adjustments in suburban areas like Zhengcheng and Konghua have been more severe during this market correction. The price drop at the Cloud Mansion has sparked significant online debate. Many express concerns. Even with a 50% cut, it's still not worth it. There are many counties in Guangdong where home prices are just over 1,000 yuan per square meter. Don't encourage people to take on mortgages. Even in eastern suburbs of Beijing, prices have dropped below 10,000 yuan per square meter. Zhengcheng was never worth 40,000 yuan. Anything over 10,000 yuan is too expensive. A price of 3,000 yuan would be reasonable here. One commenter questioned, "What about those who bought homes here earlier? What will happen to their 30-year mortgages?" Another responded, "What can be done? They bought at a high price. Now all they could do is cry about it." Another commenter said, "Too many houses were built for profit, but now they're unsold. Land isn't selling, stalling the economy. The 30-year real estate model is dead, and we're facing decades-long downturns. The first decade isn't even over yet. Real estate firms are barely surviving, no one's buying, and speculation has collapsed. With the economy weakening, prices will likely keep falling. The property market has crashed, so abandon any illusions. Selling at any price is now a stroke of luck." Founded in 1992 and listed in Hong Kong in 2007, Country Garden is headquartered in Shunde, Guangdong. The company's founder, Yang Guochang, has been succeeded by his daughter, Yang Huiyang, as the chairman. Country Garden was once a leader in China's real estate industry, holding the top spot in sales for 6 consecutive years from 2017 to 2022. However, in recent years, the company's sales have significantly decreased and its industry ranking has slipped. According to a report by the Beijing News, the price drop at the Cloud Mansion reflects the harsh reality of the suburban real estate market in Guangzhou, where developers are now exchanging price for volume. The dual pressure of delivering homes and saving cash may be driving this clearance sale. In its 2024 annual report, Country Garden stated, "The economic situation, market environment, and consumer confidence have continued to worsen, leading to increased operational pressure. The gross margin from real estate business transfers has dropped significantly, and the company faces large losses. As a result, the group has done everything it can to conduct a self-rescue operation." Since 2023, Country Garden has faced a liquidity crisis, balancing the need to deliver homes while fixing its balance sheet. As a result, accelerating cash collection has become a priority. However, the current economic environment in China remains poor, and sales are still on the decline. A June 6 announcement from Country Garden showed that the company's cumulative sales for the first 5 months of 2024 reached 13.9 billion yuan, a 36% decrease from the same period last year. The company's sales in Q1 of 2025 are also projected to fall by 43%, putting further strain on its cash flow. As of the end of 2024, Country Garden's total debt has reached 984.5 billion yuan, with a debt-to-asset ratio of 95.1%. The company faces massive repayment pressure, with around $9 billion in debt due in 2025. Country Garden has more than 3,000 ongoing projects, 4 times the number of Evergrande's projects, with a majority located in 3rd and 4th tier cities. These projects make up over 60% of the company's revenue, compared to Evergrande's focus on 1st and 2nd tier cities. A real estate professional has stated that the current situation in China's real estate market has reached alarming levels, with many properties in various regions going unsold.
Real estate isn't about prices going up or down anymore. From the countryside to the city, there's a massive surplus of homes. Who are you going to sell them to? If you treat it as an asset, in 30 years, they will become old, dilapidated, and dangerous buildings with no property rights. Who's going to turn that into cash? Look at the homes behind me. There's basically no one living in them.
Another real estate agent took a group of online followers to view commercial property listings, pointing out the vacant shops along the way.
这间商铺300多万没了。
Over 3 million yuan lost here, over 4 million yuan lost there. The storefront up ahead, at least 5 or 60,000 yuan, all gone down the drain. The whole street can't be rented out. Not a single business is running here. I remember when this area started selling back in 2015. It's been 10 years, and it's still empty. These places that people rushed to buy, thinking they'd make a fortune, now they're just like crops waiting to be harvested. A real estate agent from Dongguan shared in a video,
In
one night, Dongguan's world collapsed. You know what I saw? A neighborhood in Dalang with 0 transactions for almost 3 months. The real estate agents downstairs all switched careers to sell lychees. In Nancheng, a popular property that thousands fought to buy is now seeing second-hand owners losing 500 to 600,000 yuan, even giving away parking spaces, and still can't sell.
A person from Guangzhou shared in another video that the area has become a ghost town and the real housing prices are unimaginable.
这里是甘肃玉门关老城。
This is the old town of Yumen, Guangzhou, near the Yumen bus station. The station is still open, the first floor still has people, but online, this place is called a ghost town. You could buy a house here for just 1,000 yuan. In the video, these small buildings, 70% of them have no residents.
Our house is only 500 yuan, and there are many abandoned storefronts, hospitals, and schools.
A TikTok user shared a video showing the largest ghost city north of the Yangtze River. The sales office is closing, and homebuyers are protesting with banners.
6月份马上就要过去了。
I was shocked when I saw this in person. Look at my camera. This is the largest vacant building cluster I've seen. I call it the empty city, and it's spectacular. Though this kind of spectacular is in quotes, it's more tragic than anything. I'm pointing to Area B and has about 60 empty buildings, all low-rise. A real estate agent from Shenzhen who claims to speak the truth said that the speed of making money now is far outpaced by the speed of losing money.
房子要是再这么跌下去，我感觉大家都挺不住了。
If housing prices keep dropping like this, I feel like no one's going to be able to hold on. A friend of mine bought a house in 2018 for 3 million yuan. It first dropped to 2 million, then to 1.5 million. Now it's under 1 million. In just over 5 years, he's lost over 2 million yuan. All the money he made from his business these years is gone into that property. How is an average person supposed to survive in that situation? A TikToker from Shanghai said that the housing prices in downtown Shanghai are becoming more and more baffling.
上海市区的房价真的跌得吓死人了。
The housing prices in downtown Shanghai have really dropped shockingly. Near the subway on the inner ring, for a newer 70-year-old property with an elevator, owners are now willing to sell for 28,000 yuan per square meter. And it's just a one-bedroom unit. Shanghai's real estate market is really baffling now.
房子现在根本卖不动，没有人要。
A person from Weihai said that houses aren't selling at all now. No one wants them. There's no one at the sales office. When second-hand properties are listed, cutting the price by hundreds of thousands is normal. But even with discounts, no one comes to see the properties. This is a current, most real situation in the real estate market. Why is that when I post a video telling the truth, so many people attack and criticize me, saying I'm disrupting the real estate market, saying I'm saying things I shouldn't be saying? What's there to be afraid of? The real estate market has already entered a stage of polarization. Many houses are just undesirable. They can't be sold. No one's willing to pick them up. A woman from Xi'an said that a more terrifying theory has emerged, and she can hardly believe it. She wondered if the person who said this was crazy.
现在还在说保房价不保人口的，你们都疯了。
There are still people saying they will protect housing prices but not assist with housing purchases. You've all gone mad. Is it really so easy for regular people to get a stable home? How many people can even see and touch these skyrocketing prices now? They just can't afford it. They've built so many houses, but we all know how many of them are still sitting empty. Experts say if you don't buy now, it's over. Then they say prices have gone up again. But look at the reality. People really can't buy. They can't afford it. Young people are still struggling to find jobs after graduation. The pressure of raising kids is huge, and people are already in despair. So who will live in these empty homes in the future?
A Gen Z commenter remarked, "People keep shouting to protect property prices, but ignore the population. Focus on property prices if you want, but even Gen Z is now avoiding marriage and children. In 20 years, only elderly people playing cards in parks will remain. What's the use of so many houses?" Recently, due to unresolved delays, several homeowners in Longgang District, Shenzhen, Guangdong, have moved into the unfinished Evergrande Shanghui Tower, where properties average nearly 28,000 yuan per square meter. As of June 7, the longest resident homeowner has lived there for 185 days. Online commenters note that for 28,000 yuan per square meter, homeowners get not a home but endless waiting. Moving into unfinished buildings reflects not resignation but a desperate effort to save themselves. One commenter suggested, "The solution is straightforward. Why isn't the Chinese government acting? They'd rather lose public trust." Another commenter insightfully asked, "Know why banks aren't rushing? Here's a secret. The mortgage down payment is the true cost of the property. Banks never lose, as they, developers, and the government are aligned." One commenter stated, "Don't be misled by the government pushing for a housing market recovery with stimulus policies. It's ineffective. Every city will eventually have surplus homes. Remember my words, within 10 years, properties will flood every city. Many people now hold 3 or 5 properties and are selling, though their hopes are fading. They know prices won't rise and are offloading gradually. Homes are already abundant in many cities, yet the government won't stop building. They'll continue to sell land, and developers will buy to build, and it's a business they can't abandon. Even without profit, they'll persist with cash flow to survive, though how long they can last is unclear. As China's economy weakens and property prices decline, Guangzhou has introduced a policy to stimulate real estate by removing all restrictions on home purchases, sales, and prices, while lowering mortgage down payments and interest rates. It also proposes promoting horse racing to boost the sector. Online critics have called these measures desperate and criticized the government for lacking standards. Business Bureau released a draft Special Action Plan for boosting consumption, which includes removing all limits on home purchases, sales, prices, and mortgages, while reducing down payments and interest rates. Zhang Bo, head of Anzhi Research Institute, stated that Guangzhou's clear policy relaxation signals a likely trend of further easing in major cities. He noted, "This positions Guangzhou as potentially the first major Chinese city to fully eliminate the four restrictions: purchase, sale, price, and mortgage limits." Experts note that Guangzhou began easing real estate policies in May and September 2024. While the removal of price limits lacks formal documentation, it is already in effect, with developers required to file prices but without official guidance. The draft plan also outlines measures to boost consumption, including promoting sports spending, accelerating the Hong Kong Jockey Club's Conghua racecourse development, and encouraging ice and snow sports and horse racing. Online critics reacted strongly, questioning housing, gambling, drugs. The government standards keep dropping. Now they're allowing horse racing in Guangzhou. Will other regions follow? Are casinos next? Another commenter remarked, "There's no limit. First horse racing, then betting. Next they'll push for legalized cannabis, probably rebranded with a nicer name. The Communist Party will try anything." A homeowner shared a tearful video online, saying her biggest regret was buying a home at the start of the pandemic. She paid over 1 million yuan, but now it's worth only 500,000 yuan. She faces a 600,000 yuan mortgage, paying 5,000 yuan monthly for 14 years, with nearly 800,000 yuan in interest. She said, "Buying this house was my life's biggest mistake. I bought it for my kids to study in a better place, away from the mountains. Now I face monthly mortgage payments and thousands of yuan in annual property fees. With the economy weak and my industry struggling, my efforts are futile. I'm at my limit and must sell, but the agent says the house won't sell, even with repeated price cuts." And analysts noted that China's real estate market has risen so long that people have grown numb. Years ago, experts warned of a severe property bubble, calling home buying a gamble. Yet, those warnings repeatedly fell flat. China's real estate surged for 20 years from 1999, an unprecedented run. Many believe prices would rise indefinitely, seeing every dip as a buying opportunity, a view the government consistently encouraged. But that day has now arrived. China's real estate market has not been driven purely by market forces, but by government control and collusion between officials and developers. Now, the Chinese government's true intentions have been exposed. By pushing real estate with gambling and horse racing, the government has revealed its true priorities. In China, buying property with hard-earned money has always been a gamble, and the only way to protect your investment is to leave the game before it collapses. But how many people can do that?